A very good morning, children. Welcome back to the English online class. Children, in today's online session, we are going to complete the last poem of this session, that is poem number 14, Amma, which is written by Tabish Khair. Children, this is our last poem, and after this our syllabus is going to complete. So pay more attention. Let us first talk about the poet Tabish Khair. He is an Indian English author and associate professor in the Department of English, University of Aarhus in Denmark. His books include Babu Fictions, The Bus Stopped, which was shortlisted for the Encore Award, UK, and his poem Birds of North Europe won the first prize in the 6th Poetry Society competition held in India in 1995. His Where Parallel Lines Meet is a collection of poems that raise the dilemma of identity and quest for cultural roots in the contemporary age of globalization. The poem Amma is from his collection. So children, this was all about the poet. Now let's talk about the grandparents. This poem is actually about the grandmother, and here it is. Grandparents are extremely rich folks with silver in their hair and gold in their hearts. That means they are having rich experience of life and they are very loving, isn't it? The poem Amma is a simple poem about a grandmother and a child who is the grandson. It is the tribute to the grandmother of Tabish Khair. So children, let us start with the poem. There are 6 stanzas in the poem. Poem 14, Amma, which is written by Tabish Khair. The first stanza is, down the stairs of this house where plaster flakes and falls, through the intimate emptiness of its rooms and hall, I hear your slow footsteps, grandmother, echo or pause. So, in this stanza, the poet is talking about his grandmother's house. The poet says that the house is too old, that its plaster peels off in flakes and falls. He says that through the intimate emptiness of its room and hall, he can still hear his grandmother's echoing slow footsteps in his memory. I hope, student, you have understood it. Now let us see the literary devices that are used in the stanza. As you can see, the F sound is repeated in flakes and falls, so it is alliteration. Then slow footsteps gives you the imagery of sound. Now let us move towards the second stanza of the poem. As they used to Through long summer afternoons spent within the watered-down four walls of cuss and fragile drinks of ice, mango, or lemon, the circle of watermelon crescents. So, in this second stanza, the poet talks about the hot summer afternoon spent in his grandmother's house. Khas is the fragrant grass. The root of this grass is used to make curtains. So children, these curtains are put on the open doorways and windows, and water is spread on them. When the breeze passes through this wet khas, it gives cool breeze and fragrance. It also reduces the temperature of the room. The poet also talks about the fragile drinks in this stanza, that is sweet flavored drinks of mango, lemon, and watermelon crescents, that is the curved shape of melon in which it is cut to eat easily. Now let us see the literary devices that is used in this stanza. So the literary device that is used in the stanza is imagery of taste and sight, that is fragile drinks of ice, mango, or lemon, the circle of water melon crescents. So it gives the idea of imagery of taste and sight. Now let us move towards the third stanza of the poem. Slowly you shuffle, examining each new tear in the curtains, which will have to be mended when the first monsoon rain provides a respite from sun, curtails the need for shade. So here in the third stanza, the poet is talking about his grandmother, that how she used to inspect the torn curtains. She has to wait till the first monsoon rain, because though the curtains are torn, but still it provides the respite from sun. They stop the heat of the sun, so they have to, means the grandmother and the family has to wait for the monsoon rain. Now the literary devices that is used in this third stanza is alliteration. As you can see, slowly shuffle, S sound is repeated, and then sun and shade, again the S sound is repeated, so it is alliteration. Now let us move towards the fourth stanza. Slowly on arthritic joints you move from room to room, marking the damage of the years, evaluating how soon the past will collapse or how long the present lasts. So in this fourth stanza, the poet talks that how his grandmother used to walk slowly from one room to another due to arthritic pain, that is the joint pain. So children, his grandmother used to mark the damage of the years, that is find out what are the damage passing of the year has caused to this house. How soon the past will collapse. Here, past means when the children used to come during summer holidays. When will the past collapse? When children will stop coming in their holidays. So here past collapse means when the children will stop coming in their holidays. So children, the literary device that is used in the fourth stanza is repetition. As you can see, room to room. So room to room, it is repeated. Now let us move towards the fifth stanza. You never need glasses to mark the contours of your house, though you can't see grandsons at a distance. Once wore a blouse inside out. Nothing has changed. Grandmother, no, not yet. Here in this fifth stanza, the poet says that his grandmother never used glasses to find out the rooms in the house. So the meaning of contour here is an outline representing the shape or form of something. So here contour means the rooms. So he says that his grandmother never used glasses to find out the rooms in the house because she was very much familiar with all the nook and corner of the house. But then she couldn't see her grandson. And even once she wore a blouse inside out. He says that nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is her eyesight, which is diminishing. So children, in this fifth stanza, the literary device that is used is tautology. Tautology means that the same thing or the phrase that is said twice or thrice and which has the same meaning. For example, as you can see in the last line of fifth stanza, nothing has changed, grandmother, no, not yet. So nothing, no, not, these words are though written different but has the same meaning, so it is known as tautology. Now let us move towards the last stanza, that is the sixth stanza of the poem. So here it is. Though your collected steps never turn the corner into you, in a starched and white sari, the fragrance of soap around you, and all the curtains have long been taken down. In the last stanza, the poet says that, though grandma, you are walking with effort will not make you practically visible, but the poet still feels her presence in the room. He remembers that how white, starched sari she used to wear, and the sweet fragrance of soap which used to linger around her. And the last line of the last stanza means that no one have lived in this house for a long time. See the last line, and all the curtains have long been taken down. That means that no one have lived in this house for a long time. So Children, I hope that you have understood it. Now let's see the literary device that is used in the last stanza. So the literary device is imagery, as it gives a sight of starched white sari and the smell, fragrance of soap. So it gives the imagery of sight and smell. So children, this was the last poem, poem number 14. I hope that you all have understood it. Thank you and have a nice day.